Minasama ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning and welcome everyone to our February Shotsuki Memorial Service at Higashi Hongwanji, Hawaii, Betsuin. A special aloha goes to families observing Shotsuki this month in memory of someone you may have lost in February of a past year. Many of you know that Shotsuki Memorial Services provide an opportunity for families to get together to think of loved ones they have lost in a particular month and to thank them for the lives that they shared with us. We remember those who came before us and thank our parents, grandparents, and others who made it possible for us to be here this morning to listen to the Dharma. Today's service will be officiated by Rinban Takami Inoue, assisted by Temple and District Headquarters Ministers, Reverend Stephen Toyoshima, Reverend Yuichi Okumura, Reverend Akiko Okada, Reverend Sandy Gushikuma, Reverend Casey Gushikuma. I am Ken Saiki, and I'll be serving as your MC. To begin our service for today, please join me for a few minutes, for a minute of silent meditation as we sit quietly with our eyes closed to prepare ourselves for listening. Thank you. We will now begin the chanting of the Amidakyo Sutra, which you'll find on page 70 in our red service book. If you wish, you may follow the English translation on the bottom of the page. During the chanting, I will announce names of members we lost in the month of February in a past year. As I call the names, you may come up for oshoko, or offering of incense. Now, before we begin the chanting, may I ask you to put your palms together for a brief gassho.
Yo
begin reading a list of members we have lost in the previous year in February. Mr. Edward Abe, and if you wish, you may come up to offer incense. Mrs. Peggy Kunie Arita, Mrs. Violet Kikuko Doi, Mrs. Yukie Kawasaki Fujinaga, Mr. James Masaichi Fujiwara, Mr. George Masato Gono, Mrs. Doris Yaiko Goto, Mr. Richard Isami Hanai, Mrs. Clara Masako Hattori, Ms. Kyoko Higa, Mr. Ted Tei Higa, Mr. Dick Michio Higuchi, Mrs. Florence Tomoe Ikari, Mr. Fumio Ikuta, Mr. Shigeru Jack Ishibashi, Ms. Shigeko Ishibashi, Mr. Thomas Tatsuo Ishida, Mr. Kenneth Masatoshi Ishida, Mrs. Betty Mieko Ishida, Mr. Frank Katsumi Kanimoto, Mrs. Hatsue Kaneshiro, Mr. Kishun Kaneshiro, Mr. George Masao Kawatachi, Mrs. Mikiko Kishida, Mr. Tatsuo Kobata, Reverend David Hisashi Kobata, Mrs. Betty Yoshie Koizumi, Mr. Thomas Karu Kono, Mrs. Masako Kudo, Mr. Roy Yoshio Kurihara, Mr. Kanji Mashima, Mrs. Harriet Harue Matsuo, Mrs. Clara Yuriko Minamishin, Mr. Elliot Satoru Miyazono, Mr. Floyd Iwao Muraoka, Mrs. Suma Muratsuchi, Mrs. Jane Aiko Naito, Mrs. Yoshiko Nakahara, Mrs. Catherine Michio Nakamura, Mrs. Shigeko Nishizawa, Mr. Tamotsu Thomas Nita, Mrs. Yoshiko Oda, Mr. Hiroharu Ohara, Mrs. Toyono Oi, Mr. Ralph Nobuo Sagawa, Mr. Masao Sakaida, Mrs. Vivian Harue Sakamoto, Mr. Miles Yukuo Shigemura, Mrs. Shigeko Shimabuku, Mrs. Mary Matsuko Shimbara, Mrs. Oshi Shinsato, Mrs. Shishido, Mrs. Nancy Hatsue Sueyoshi, Mr. Edward Akinobu Suyama, Ms. Kimiko Taketa, Mr. Ralph Masanori Tanjo, Mr. James Minoru Tsuchida, Mrs. Shigeko Tsuchida, Mr. Henry Kinya Tsuchiyama, Mr. Isami Tsukamoto, Mrs. Sachiko Tsukamoto, Mrs. Harriet Fumio Tsukiyama, Mrs. Hiroko Uemura Kunihiro, Mrs. Sadako Ujimori, Mrs. Ethel Hisayo Umemoto, Mrs. Shigeko Uehara, Mr. Masayuki Uemura, Mr. Torao Ueno, Mr. Masatoshi Watanabe, Mrs. Sadie Shizuno Yamada, Mr. Noboru Yamakawa, Ms. Lillian Michiko Yoneda, Mrs. Helen Hatsuko Yonihara, Mr. Robert Masanori Yoshida, Mrs. Violet Harue Yoshida, Mr. Kazumi Yukutake, If there's a member whose name I haven't called, I apologize, but you may come up at this time to offer incense. Anyone else who may want to offer incense may come up at this time. Thank you all for your participation. Reverend Toyoshima will now lead us in Vandana Ti-Sarana, which you find on page 17 of the Red Service book. Please rise if you're able and remain standing for the reading of the three treasures, which you find on the following page.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddham saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami. Difficult is it to receive life in human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma. Now we hear it. If we do not receive awakening in the present life, then in what life can we hope to receive it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together as one, begin on the great path of enlightenment, holding in our hearts the supreme aspirations. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together as one, enter the storehouse of the Dharma and attain true wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together as one, uniting in harmony, strive to live for the enlightenment of all beings. The incomparable, deep, and profound Dharma is difficult to encounter even through countless ages of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us endeavor to thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Buddha Dharma. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
We now invite Rinban Inoue to share his Dharma message with us, first in English and then summarized in Japanese.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending February's Shotsuki Memorial Service at Higashi Hongwanji Hawaii Mission. This morning, I would like to talk briefly about the significance of Shotsuki Memorial Service in our tradition and also reflect upon the importance of saying Namu Amida Butsu in our Jodo Shinshu tradition, focusing on a very memorable saying, memorable expression Shinran Shonin used in the first half of the Shoshinge, his short gata, Shoshinge. I hope this will help us understand the significance of our saying Namu Amida Butsu. So first, significance of Shotsuki Meiji. As an annual memorial service for our beloved ones who have departed and been born in the Pure Land. Today we are observing a memorial service for the family members and friends who passed away in the month of February. In Jodo Shinshu tradition, in the US, Shotsuki service is usually observed on the first Sunday of every month. During the chanting of the Amidakyo Sutra, the names of the members of Betsuin who passed away in February were announced to remember them In Jodo Shinshu tradition, death is not simply the end of life. When we die, we will be born in the Pure Land and become Buddhas immediately. Those who have become Buddhas before us are guiding us now on the Buddhist path to the same Pure Land. The saving power of the Buddhas is represented in the adornment of this hall, Hondo. This side and that side, this side is Shaba, Sahaloka, our world of suffering, endurance. And the other side, opposite side, we are facing the Pure Land. And the innermost, the center is the Amida Buddha in the Pure Land. And the right side is Shinran Shonin, and the left side is Renyo Shonin. And to the left side of Renyo Shonin, the standing figure is Shotoku Taishi, and to the left, 7 Pure Land Masters. And further to the right, there is a Namu Amida Butsu, Myogo, and surrounded by the names of those who passed away, who are born in the Pure Land. Their secular names and Dharma names are written around the Namu Amida Butsu. So they are now Buddhas in the Pure Land and encourage us to say Namu Amida Butsu. They all guide us by calling us to take refuge in Amida Buddha. We respond to their call by saying Namu Amida Butsu. This calling and our responding is the basic structure of how Amida Buddha's other power, Tariki, works in this world. In this correspondence, our listening to the Buddha's call is essential. Our Shotsuki Memorial Service is one of the very important occasions to remember those who have become Buddhas before us and to listen to their calls that encourage us to say Namu Amida Butsu. And this Namu Amida Butsu has meaning, usually translated as take refuge in Amida Buddha. And about its significance, I talked about last month, Shotsuki mentioned briefly. And I repeat a little bit of that talk. I talked briefly about the joy, kangi, joy of saying Nembutsu and entering the company of the truly settled, Shojoju. Shojoju means a group of people, Nembutsu followers, who rejoice in saying the Nembutsu and lead a life of Nembutsu. So, to enter the Shojoju, that stage or group, we say Namu Amida Butsu. And if you say Namu Amida Butsu and happy, joyous feeling arises in you, that is the sign of joining the company of the truly settled. And I quote Ryuju Bosatsu, the first of the 7 Pure Land Masters in India, and Sanskrit name is Nagarjuna. And Ryuju said in his commentary, to say the Nembutsu and to join the company of the truly settled is joyous. And that stage of joy, rejoice, is called Kangiji, the stage of rejoice. And it is compared to being born in the home of Tathagata, Nyorai no Ie. So there is a house of Tathagatas, and to be born in the house of Tathagatas, so we become the children of the Tathagatas. So we grow up we will grow up in the household where the Tathagatas take care of us. So that's Ryuju, Nagarjuna's comparison of being born in the Pure Land by saying Nammu Amida Butsu. So when we say Nammu Amida Butsu and lead our life joyfully, discover the joy of living and say Nembutsu, then that is being born in the Pure Land, being born in the household, home of Tathagatas, Buddhas. And we will grow as the children of Buddhas. We will grow to be a Buddha. So Nagarjuna, Ryuju Bodhisattva encourage us to say Nammu Amida Butsu, take refuge in Amida, and be born in the Tathagata's home as Tathagata's children. And I refer to my old acquaintance, Kyuhei-san. When I was my son's age, about 10 years old, he used to come to my father's temple, and he went through that kind of transformation. He had difficulty in life, family problem and company. He was the president of a small wood shop, and his face was dark. His expression, he expressed that he was unhappy when he came. But going through and listening to this teaching and started saying Nammu Amida Butsu, Kyuhei-san's expression changed. He was transformed into a person, very joyful person. His facial expression completely changed. And it was a little bit shocking, happy for me. I was surprised a man can change like this. So I learned from Kyuhei-san that Nembutsu life is a good one, joyous life. And that kind of transformation is possible for all of us. And in Shinran Shonin's Shoshinge, he used a metaphor of river and ocean. And if you have read service book, please open the page 23. This is the Shoshinge based on the first half of the Raja Sutra, Shoshinge's first half, Ekkyodan. And page 23, I read the first 4 lines below the line, above the line, and the English translation is down below. So page 23. No ho ichinen kiai shin, fudan bon no tokune han, bon shou gyaku ho sai nyu, nyo shu shi nyu kai ichimi. And the English translation here. When one moment of thought filled with joy and love rises, one attains nirvana even without destroying the evil passions, both the wise and the ordinary, even the grave offenders and the slanderers of the Dharma are equally converted, just as all the waters flow into the ocean and gain one salty taste. So here, they emphasize this one moment of thought filled with joy. We truly believe, have faith in Amida's original vow, 18th vow, and hearing the call, take refuge in Amida and respond by saying Nammu Amida Butsu at that moment, filled with joy. If this joy and love rises, at that moment, one attains nirvana, nehan. This is the Buddhist goal, ideal goal, even without destroying the evil passions. Living in this life with physical body, we have desires and evil passions, and it's difficult to destroy that. And most of us cannot destroy our passions, evil heart, mind. But when we listen to the call, take refuge in Amida, and respond by saying, we take refuge, or let us take refuge in Amida Buddha. At that moment, we'll be filled with joy, and without destroying our dark side, evil passions, we attain nirvana. So this is very striking message for us. Nirvana, definition of nirvana usually is the complete destruction of blind passions and very quiet state, peaceful state, and compared to the Pure Land. But here, without destroying our own feelings, bad feelings, dark emotions, as long as at the moment when we feel like saying Amidab's responding to the call, then this is possible, he says, emphasizes. And that can be compared to the river. Many waters, here in Hawaii there are many small rivers and big ones, and some are very pure, close to the source, the pure water in the mountain, but some are very polluted. In this area with waters from kitchen, and they are polluted. But once all those waters, pure and dirty, all kinds of water flow into the ocean, they get the same taste of the ocean. Like that, all people, ordinary people, wise people, and holy person, and very, even the offenders of the Dharma and slanderers of the Dharma, those are usually considered, they will go into hell after they die. But even those very dirty water can turn into pure seawater. This kind of transformation occurs when we say Namu Amidabs filled with joy and enter the company of the truly settled. This metaphor is very encouraging for us. I see myself as very polluted and maybe creek, river, water, but when saying Nembutsu, responding to the call, original vow of Amida, then even a person like myself could, according to Shinran Shonin, attain a kind of awakening. And that's a very surprising message for us. It's different from ordinary religious ideas. Usually, when you turn to religion, you try to become a good person and try to do good thing in order to be born in heaven or paradise, very good place. We have to do our things, practice. That's the ordinary thinking in all the religious tradition, but what Shinran Shonin emphasized here is completely different. Our ability, our quality of mind, the water, is not the problem. Here, the working is ocean, and Shinran Shonin compares this transformative power of the ocean, the original vow, to the ocean. So this infinite merit will shared by us. Since original vow, Amida Buddha has infinite merit. We don't need to accumulate our own. We just receive and share this infinite merit with all the living beings. That's the emphasis in the Pure Land tradition. This transformation from ocean of living beings turned into ocean of the original vow. I quote Yushin Shomoi's, Shinran Shonin's commentaries, metaphor, famous metaphor, bits of rubble turned into gold. We are bits of rubble, slate or these stones, small stones, pebbles, worthless, useless, sometimes problems in society, but this power of the original vow can change such worthless beings, considered worthless or problematic in society, into gold, what is most valuable and precious thing. And the gold represents the Buddha's awakening. So bits of rubble turned into gold means we, ordinary beings, will become Buddha by joining the company of the truly settled. When we say Namu Amida Butsu, we are realizing the 18th vow. There are 48 vows in Amida Buddha's original vow, but according to Honen Shonin and Shinran Shonin, the most important vow was the 18th, in which Hozo Bosatsu, Bodhisattva Dharma, before becoming Buddha, he was called Hozo Bosatsu. Hozo Bosatsu wished us to say his name as a Buddha, Amida, and be born in the Pure Land and be awakened to the truth. So when we say Namu Amida Butsu, we are realizing Amida Buddha's original vow. When you say Namu Amida Butsu, that's a realization, concrete realization of the Amida Buddha's original vow, 18th vow. So you are taking part of Amida Buddha's working, original vow working here on earth. It's part of the realization, is your voice by saying Namu Amida Butsu. This is very important. By joining the working of this all-embracing saving power of Amida Buddha. This is, how can we do that? According to Shinran Shonin, by saying Namu Amida Butsu with shinjin, through entrusting heart, with joy. So this is, I think, expressed in Shinran Shonin's most famous words, recorded by Yu Yenbo in Tannisho. The first line describes this transformation by the power of the original vow. I read that in English and Japanese. At the very moment when we are moved to utter the Nembutsu by a firm faith that our birth in the Pure Land is attained solely by virtue of the inconceivable working of Amida's original vow, we are enabled to share in its benefits that embrace all and forsake none. 弥陀の誓願不思議に助けられまいらせて、往生ばとぐるなりと信じて、念仏申さんと思い立つ心の起こるとき、すなわち、摂取不捨の利益に預けしめたもうなり。And the important phrase in here is 摂取不捨の利益. In English translation, its benefits that embrace all and forsake none. So Amida Buddha's working is a benefit for all, benefiting all living beings. And we are part of this all living beings. And when we take refuge in Amida Buddha's word and say Namu Amida Butsu, we are part of that realization, and we take part in this all benefiting, all-inclusive power, salvific power of the original vow. So it's not only passive thing, it's also, we become part of this action, active working of Amida Buddha's original vow. That both direction occurs at the same time when we say Namu Amida Butsu. That voice, we hear the voice, those who are already past and in the Pure Land, we hear that today. And we respond to the call by our voice, saying Namu Amida Butsu. And by doing that, we become part of the aspiration of the Amida Buddha. I think that positive aspect is emphasized in Shinran Shonin's words, especially in his later works. Shinran Shonin's word recorded in Tannisho is probably at the age of 86. He spoke those words when he was 86. That's incredible that he was still active in thinking about the working of Pure Land, this original vow. And he tried to express the working and taking refuge, the meaning of Namu Amida Butsu as correctly, as properly as possible. And he chose these words himself at the age of 86. So we should appreciate these words. And it's very meaningful today and significant for not only the Jodo Shinshu followers, but all those who live in today's very difficult and confused world. So I'd like you at this opportunity of Shotsuki Hoyo to reflect upon the significance of Namu Amida Butsu, saying Namu Amida Butsu again. That's my Dharma message today. はい、日本語で要約しますが、小月命日の意義については毎月簡単にお話していますけれども、私たちが亡き人、この月に亡くなって浄土に生まれていった人たちのことを思い出す。で、すべてのその亡くなっていかれた人たちは、私たちの浄土真宗の伝統では、あちらかは浄土に生まれて仏になられた。で、仏になるということは、その体から煩悩の巣であるようなこの体から解放されて本当に自由になる。で、仏として働くことができるようになるのが、浄土に行った時だと。完全な目覚めを実現して浄土から働きかけてくださる。で、私たちが亡くなられた方を偲ぶ、思うということは、その亡くなられた方を人間として思い出すこともありますけれども、こう集まって法要に、参列するということは、法仏としての教えをその仏となられた方を通じて、聞くということが、重要な意味であるというふうに思います。で、先月の小月法要の時に龍樹菩薩の如来の家に生まれると、南無阿弥陀仏と唱えることは、その喜びを伴うわけですけれども、その本当に嬉しいと、喜びに包まれて南無阿弥陀仏と唱えるその状態というのは、正常時の位につくと言われますけれども、必ず仏になる身と定まったということで、必ず仏になるっていう思いは喜びを伴うわけです。地獄へ行く心配はもうなくなると。地獄に落ちるとか餓鬼道に落ちるとか、そういう三幕道の不安、三幕道は閉じて、で、私たちは必ず浄土に生まれて仏になるということが、確信がもたらされるとやっぱり嬉しいですよね。地獄に落ちる不安から、私も必ず浄土に生まれて仏になるんだ。その喜びを伴った状態というのはちょうど仏様の家、如来の家に生まれて、如来の子供になるということと一緒だというふうに龍樹菩薩はおっしゃって、親鸞聖にそれを引用されています。ですから、南無阿弥陀仏と唱えて、必ず浄土に生まれて仏になると、そういう喜びが感じられると、その人は如来の家に生まれた如来の子供だと。で、そういう生き方を、そういう変化が実際に南無阿弥陀仏を唱える。自分中心でいろんなこと、悩み事で、私はどうしてこうなんだろうと、会社のこととか、家のこととか人間関係とか、そういう悩みで暗く沈んでいるような、そういう人間がそこから私中心のところから、阿弥陀さんを中心の、世界を見る、そういう点に立つと、その苦しみ悩みから解放されて、苦しみ悩みの元は解決しませんけれども、その悩み苦しみを抱えて喜びを持って生きていくことができる、そういう目が開かれる。それを如来の子になるとか、如来 如来の家に生まれるという表現を使って示されています。で、私たちが南無阿弥陀仏と唱えることは、救われる、助かるっていう言い方をしますけど、助かるっていうことは助けていただく、受け身の表現ですけれども、もう一つ声に出して南無阿弥陀仏を唱える教えを、私はこういうふうにいただいたということを周りの人に伝えたりですね、シェアするという、一緒に聞いていく、そういう働きをすれば、一番単純な行いは南無阿弥陀仏と声に出して周りの人にも聞こえるようにお念仏を喜んで生きている姿を、家族とか周りの人に見せることが、その如来の子としての働きだと思いますけれども、そういう生き方が実現すると、それはもう如来に等しい、ほぼ仏さんと等しい働きがそこにあるということで、親鸞聖人の正信言の中で、農法一年期愛心風談煩悩特念犯凡生逆法再永入尿臭侵入開一味という、フレーズでまとめられていますけれども、そういう喜びを感じたときには、人一人一人、私たち一人一人はいい人もいれば、悪い人間も、心が根性がねじ曲がったような人間もいるけれども、みんな等しくっていうところが大事で、どんな人も悪人も善人もみんな本願によった時ですね、阿弥陀仏を中心にします、阿弥陀仏をよりどころとしますというふうに生き方が転換すると、一つの味になると、それは、本願の味、ブッダの味ですけれども、それを親鸞上人は例えとして、いろんな川が、汚い川もきれいな川もあるけれど、海に注ぎ込めばみんな大海のきれいな水になるということで、今私たちが生きている時に汚い水で生活雑排水の汚い濁った水であっても、それが本願によるっていうことによって流れ込んだ時ですね、尿臭侵入海、海に流れ込む、本願に一体化、本願と一つになった時には浄化されるということが、謳われています。それは本校の時紹介した例えでいくと、瓦礫、邪魔になるような石ころや瓦の破片とか、そういうものをよく捨てるのに困るようなゴミのようなものですけれども、今ガザのあそこにいっぱい瓦礫が溜まっていますけれども、その瓦礫が黄金に変わると、本当に最も価値ある尊いものに変わるっていう、そういう例えです、メタファーも使われています。ですから、この南無阿弥陀本願を信じて南無阿弥陀仏と唱えてシャバを生きていくっていうことの中には、こういう非常に積極的なポジティブな変化があると。助けていただくっていうことは、そういう大きな働きの中に入ってですね、自分もその摂取不捨の利益の、それをみんなと分かち合えるような、そういう存在になっていくんだと。そこを特に親鸞聖人は晩年、親鸞聖人ご自身が家族のこととか社会のこと、自然災害やなんかで苦しみ悲しみの多い生活を送っていらっしゃる中で強調されたのは、そういう積極的な本願の働きであったと思います。でそう思うと、こういう正月法要あるいはお寺に来た時にですね、その南無阿弥陀仏と唱えることの意義を、改めて積極的な面も含めてですね、味わっていくことが、特に現代の混迷する、どうなっていくのかと不安をみんなが抱くような世界を生きていくとき、大事な意味を持っているんではないかというふうに思います。以上で本日のダルマメッセージを閉じさせていただきます。ありがとうございました。
Thank you, Rinban, for your message. And now for some announcements for the next couple of weeks. First of all, just want to say, please feel free to join us for Otoki refreshments at Otani Center Social Hall on the other side of the parking lot immediately following the service. At 11:30 this morning, our photography club will be meeting, I believe, in the conference room. At 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday, February 4, you may join us for our casual karaoke night at the Betsuin in a conference room. And on Saturday, we're holding a joint Dharma gathering, which you're all invited to attend, here at the Betsuin from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
1 till 3.
Excuse me?
1 o'clock till 3 o'clock.
1.
1 to 3 o'clock.
Okay, it's 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., 1 to 3 o'clock. And at the gathering, we'll learn the basic etiquette of our Higashi Hongwanji school. And that's rituals and, basic etiquette. Lunch is included.
We're going to have refreshments, but not lunch, since it's going to be in the afternoon.
Okay, so it's, not lunch, but refreshments. Okay, on Tuesday, February 10th at 3 p.m., we have our ukulele band practice, our twice a month band practice. And then on Saturday, February 14th at 10 a.m. is our continuing Shoshinge for Beginners study class facilitated by Rinban Inoue.
That changed to
That's changed.
following Sunday.
Following Sunday. Okay, so,
Yeah, I will make an announcement on that.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought there was a change, but I didn't notice it on my sheet here. And let's see, on February 15th at 10 a.m., which is Sunday, is our Nirvana Day service at the Betsuin, which is also being live streamed on our public Facebook page. At 10 a.m. on Friday, February 20th, we'll be showing our Dharma matinee movie, the 1989 film Always, in the conference room. At the matinee movie, we will look at the movie and discuss themes in the movie that align with Buddhist principles. And then on Sunday, February 22nd, we have our Sunday service at 10 a.m., followed by our annual general membership meeting and Shinenkai at Otani Center. And you don't want to miss that. It'll be lots of fun and food, and we'll have our voting for a board of directors at the general meeting before the Shinenkai. Okay, for a complete listing of activities every month, please check our newsletter, which is published monthly and available by email, or it can be mailed to you, postal mail, or you may pick up a copy. If you don't have this, you may pick up a copy on the table in the hallway as you leave. Are there any other announcements? If not, at this time, please rise if you are able and join in the singing of the Gatha Ondokusan, which you find on page 112 in the service book. Thank you. This concludes our service for today. Again, please join us for light refreshments at Otani Center. And we hope to see you again soon. Mahalo and aloha.